Hello, it's Christine Ruiz of ChristineDeco.com. Put on some chapstick today, so we're doing well. Starting off well already. What's today? Wednesday, the day after Christmas, December 26th. So first of all, good afternoon. Hey Jay, hey Mike, thank you guys for joining me. I was a little bit late because, it's kind of the middle of the week and I had to find something to make sure I wasn't showing all my boobs. So anyhow, today, first of all, actually I talked to you guys yesterday, so I'm hoping you guys all had a great Christmas, had a great Christmas evening and Christmas dinners and everything. I tested out my mic. Can you guys let me know if you hear me? I just want y'all to see it again. You see that? Special shout out to my husband, Danny Ruiz, for getting me this awesome mic. I'm excited because I feel all professional. I almost forgot to plug it in, but he's home today, so he reminded me to plug it in. So hopefully this is sounding great. If I keep looking that way, I feel oddly like I should be speaking to the mic. But anyhow, Christmas is over. We're still obviously in the holiday spirit. I know we still have our tree up, but today I wanted to talk about, while we are still in 2018, I know I always say be in the present, but I actually today want to talk about looking forward, and specifically writing your vision, having a vision, and vision boards. I've told you guys a few times, but for us, a tradition that we have is on New Year's Eve, that evening, because I'm not, even when I was in college days, I was not into partying on, thanks, Mike, you can hear me. I was not into partying on New Year's Eve night. I just didn't want to be out in these streets. So, I used that time to create a vision board. I know a lot of people have vision board parties in advance. Some people already have the vision boards done, but we do it. We spend New Year's Eve eating, having snacks, watching things, all those different things. And Lord, who is spamming me on my thing? Hold on. Do we need to talk about this again? Someone just put some spam on my post, which is not cool. You don't have to spam people. You can actually just reach out to them, get to know them. If they're interested in what you have, they'll reach out. You don't have to spam people. Sorry, I just had to erase something. But anyhow, we spend that time to put together vision boards, to think about what we want to have, be, feel, experience, obtain in the new year. So I actually have my 2017 and my 2018 handy. But I want to show you mine and then kind of talk about that process, because I have the vision board that we do. And then I also have my vision board, my passion planner, which my husband also got for me. And it has some really cool tips on doing vision planning for the new year. Really, this one helps you take whatever your goal or your passion is and break it down to doable steps. So this is just, it's a little beat up because it's been in the room. Jay said that was so rude. I know. I think I erased it, Jay, but I probably have to go and just block. Sometimes people just don't get attraction market and they think you have to prospect and spam people, and it's just not cool. Can y'all see this? This is my 2017 one that I did. I actually like a lot of pictures, and mine's usually kind of very full and all over the place, but and something fell off here, I can obviously see. But mine was really just based off of my 2017 was very much, I'm a Pisces, so naturally I'm sort of emotional, but really based on sort of feelings and being in a place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that sort of thing. In 2018, this one obviously got bigger. Y'all see this? I can't even hold this all up, and stuff is falling off. So make sure, but this is a year. It's almost a year old. So the fact that the whole thing hasn't fallen off, I'm proud of. But I put a few things, and I like black vision boards. I just think they look nice, but you can get whatever color you want. But all to say, vision boards, some people are very organized and neat. Some people like me, we tend to do more of a collage, and just putting things. But even with my collage, it always has themes. This was road tripping. We ended up doing road tripping, and we did an RV this year, but we did stay at cabins. So it was kind of like that introductory and that's the thing. Sometimes your vision board, you might not get everything, but if you're a step closer, I think it's definitely something to keep doing. And that's why I like it, because also when you are doing your vision board, and I guess let me give you a few tips. Vision boards. One thing to do, you obviously want to get a board. If you have old magazines, that is awesome. So one of the things we do is, as we get the subscriptions and magazines, or someone drops them off, my grandma always, every time I see her, she literally has magazines, like she wraps them in the little cloth wrapper. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Nicole. She wraps it up. And she always gives me magazines. So I actually keep those bundles that she gives me. But it's great to have a bunch of magazines, because ideally what you're going to do when you vision board is you're going to flip through magazines and things that stand out to you, things that when you see them, they light you up. You feel that increase of emotion. There are things that symbolize what you want to have, what you want to experience, who you want to be, places you want to go, and the things you want to obtain. When you're flipping through your magazine and you see those things, the idea is to, whether you tear the page out and sort of pile things up and save it, or stop right then and cut it out, you're compiling images and words that represent all those things that you want in life, that represent all those things. And sometimes people are like, why would you say who you want to be? Because, and I say that because a lot of times we always think of things. I want a pocketbook, I want these shoes, I want this, I want that. But sometimes if there are certain things we want to have and obtain or experience in life, there are things that are going to have to change, mature, elevate, or go away about us. And that might be a little bit deeper and on a whole nother tip, but I feel like in life, you're supposed to change, you're supposed to evolve, you're supposed to grow and mature. And if you don't, you know how people say, oh, you think you change, or you change, you're not the same person. I would feel like that's a compliment, because if I'm the same person at 34 that I was at 30 or 25 or 18 or 12, that's a problem. So I think we kind of have to think about things, and perspective is, so my lock is literally stuck in my jacket. Perspective is important, because a lot of times, like I said, if you can have the same situation, but when you change your perspective about it, you're oftentimes able to pull things out of it and see it in a different light and see the positive in it. So again, like I said, sometimes to have a certain life or live certain things, who you are is going to have to change. I talked about this before. A lot of things have changed about me over the years. There was a time when I was very just wanting a relationship and wanting love and wanting all these things, because I wanted someone to fulfill something in me, to fill an emptiness in me, right? When I changed who I was and started saying, no, I'm going to date myself. I'm going to go out on dates with myself. I'm going to go to the movies and concerts and things by myself, so that I can truly start to enjoy my own company and like who I am, and heal the things that needed to be healed, and mature, and all these different things. I began to change. I don't think my aunt Courtney, sometimes she watches these lives, but it's so funny. This is a great example. My aunt Courtney always says this, because she's like, you are so sweet. She says this now. She always says, I didn't like you as a teenager. I thought you were mean. I thought you were, bossy, all these things. But I'm not who I was as a teenager. As a teenager, I was dealing with a lot of daddy issues. I was dealing with a lot of things. And I think there was some hurt and anger that I was dealing with. But I, over the years, did and took active steps and active actions to heal those things, to become a better person, to act out of love instead of out of anger and all these other things and lack. And thus it changed me. Hope this isn't boring you, but I really just wanted to put that in there, because I think sometimes, like I said, we get so materialistic when it comes to vision boards or thinking about what we want, that we always think about things and not us and who the core of who we are. So hopefully, if there was someone who needed to hear this, I really hope that resonates. Like, if it's okay to say, I need to work on me. It's okay to say, you know what, I don't have it all together. It's okay to realize that you need change. And so, yes, that's why I say you need to also put on that board maybe who you need to become in order to live that life and enjoy those things. Like I said, you're flipping through the magazine, and anything that you are feeling, hey, Antonio, hey, Arthur, how are you doing? But anything that when you are flipping through those magazines that really just stops you, or it's attracted to you, you're attracted to it, it captivates you, it represents, like I said, what you're looking to have or be or go or experience. You're going to pull those things out. Then, and this is where it's really totally up to choice. And again, I'll show you. I sort of categorize. So I had family over here, stuff about hair, making sure my hair is healthy, vacations, entrepreneurship. So I did put things on there and sort of categorize, but do it in a way that is true to who you are, your style. Some people like to be very organized and linear. Some people are all over the place, but you're going to essentially put those things down. Once you have your vision board, you take it and you put it in a place where you can see it every day. Mine was actually sort of across from my bed, so I would see it every morning. Some people with really big walk-in closets like to put it in their walk-in closet. A lot of things you can do. You take a picture of it, because I do have a picture of it on my phone. It can be your screensaver or the backdrop of your phone. But ideally, you don't want to take the time and the energy and the creativity to do a vision board and then never look at it. You want to have it somewhere that you see it, so that you always are seeing the images. And with the images, it's the feeling you get that keeps you inspired and encouraged throughout your days, throughout your year. And then just to show you guys this, remember, this is my passion planner that I use. But when you have those things, you can then, they have a really cool tool. And I actually look, if you go to passionplanner.com, under downloadables, they have free downloads. So I haven't done mine yet. I had mine from last year. But essentially, they give you a roadmap. Now, obviously, when you do your vision board, you're doing it for the next year, but this is for people more long term. You have this list and you put 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, lifetime. And what you're going to do is set your timer for about 10 minutes. In each time period category, you're going to write down your goals or things you want, right? That's 10 minutes. Once you stop and you've got your goals in those different areas, you'll go back and set it for maybe no more than like 5 minutes. You can even do a minute if you want to just really, probably set it a minute. You go back, you look at those things that you listed in those different time categories, but you circle only one. The one thing that would change the game for you. The one thing that if you accomplish it would change everything. And then from there, that's what you do. You'll have, from all those goals, you have 4 goals. And then with those 4 goals, you're going to list out, remember, for those of you watching, we talked about this in the past. With those 4 goals, you list out your resources being people and things, and also your gap analysis. Because anytime you have a goal, you have resources and you have your gaps. And remember, whatever your gaps are, you look to your resources to see, from these resources, how can I fill these gaps? And then you go from there. You take steps every day. Because when you have your steps that you need to take, your resources and what you need to do to accomplish that goal, you can set dates to them. When you have dates, you put it in your planner, you put it in your calendar. I'm writing a book, so I need to write a page every day. I'm writing a 500-page book, so I need to write a page every day, or page and a third every day. I also need to find out, research, creating, whether to publish or not, self-publish. I'm just giving an example, but I just really wanted to, like I said, touch on that, because there's some people who've already done their vision boards for the year, or have already written a vision plan, but there's so many who haven't. And I think it's just something, if you haven't done it before, why not do something new this year and try it? It is an amazing experience to do it, because when you can mentally and close your eyes and you're imagining having those things, you then attach emotion to it, and it's more real. Once you attach emotions to it, you can really start to think, what can I do to get this done? What can I do to achieve this? What class do I need to take? What training? Who do I need to network with? But it starts to let you see how you can have something that might seem so big and far away, but once you break it down to little tangible things, you can see how doable things are. And I think it was Wallace Waddle in that book. He said something, a rich man has a rich man's thought before taking action. And I think that's just so true. Everything that you see here today, everything that we've seen or experienced, everything that exists, skyscrapers and bridges and iPhones and computers and microphones, and, there used to be ice boxes, and we have refrigerators that now you can put you can order from your refrigerator now. I have a vision board, but I need to look at it more. That's the thing, Jay. Making sure your vision board is visible. You have to make sure your vision board is where you can, because like I said, then it keeps you focused. But everything that exists came from a thought. And so that's why I think it's good to have the thoughts and then make it, visualize it, have a visual representation so you can take the steps towards it. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. And like I said, if you need or wants a specific direction as far as with your vision board or doing a passion plan, I did put my link to my bot. I was about to say, what is this thing called? My bot is up there so that we can connect and you can schedule a time on my calendar if you want some sort of direction on that. And even still, I know my mentor, Diane, she's actually going to be doing a webinar tonight. It's the last webinar of 2018, but she's going to be doing some training. I actually didn't look at the email to know what specifically she's talking about, but like I said, anytime she shares, it's always something really helpful. So if you're available tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, put the link. You can register for her webinar. And like I said, if you need help, direction, insight with your vision board, feel free to send me a message. So I hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.